Welcome back to Gear for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 621, we're going to talk about Verazol, the Split Current. Now, this is yet another Simic Mythic, uh, but I really like this one. We get a Serpent. Now, I love this. It enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it for each mana spent to cast it. So you can make X equals 0 and just pay green blue, and it'll be a 2/2. So, and the more you recast Verazol, the more commander tax you pay. Yeah, you get that many more counters. So it kind of levels up the more you cast. So, but then the second part is, whenever you cast a kick spell, you can remove 2 counters from Verazol to copy it. Really kind of like that. So obviously this is how I built it was heavy kicker with a small sub theme of +1/+1 counter. So let's do kicker. These are in no particular order or organization. They just all have kicker, okay? We have the Enclave Elite, multi-kicker. Now, keep in mind with multi-kicker, you're only going to get kick triggers once. Like the spells that say when you cast a kicked spell, it's only going to trigger once because you're only casting one spell. But still, it's the perfect marrying of the two ideas with the kicker and the 1/1 counter. Spell Contortion. Good old-fashioned counter magic. Or in Reef Recluse. If it was kicked, destroy creatures with flying. Academy Drake, more 1/1 counters. Marassa Sproutling. Now, I'm kind of liking this Skyclave Relic. It seems like to me, just from, most cards you would evaluate how they play with the kicker and how they play without the kicker. For me, this just says always kick it. This costs 6 in my mind. 6 for 3. That's not crazy. Voyager Drake, Mold Shambler. I'm just going to roll through these. When there's something, I'll stop, But these are just kickers. To trigger our commander, Mold Shambler, Myriad Construct, Vastwood Surge, Wild Onslaught. Here again, kicker and 1/1 counters. Territorial Allosaurus, Baloth Gorger, 1/1 counters. Wolfbriar Elemental, y'all know I've been playing this one for a while. I love this card. Sphinx of Lost Truth. True? Yeah. I always thought that would have been a V. Anyway, Strength of Tajaru, 1/1 counters. Why not for a top end? Slin Voda. Why not? Because sometimes you just need a Leviathan. Cragsplate Baloth. Can't be countered hexproof haste on a green rare. This seems pretty good. And 1/1 counters. Gnarled Pack. Gnarled Colony. You see what I tried to do it with as many 1/1 counters and kicker as possible to try to, keep it going. Untamed Kavu, Thieving Skydiver. Gotta have that into the Royal, because it's a great card anyway. Blink of an Eye. Inscription of Abundance. Choose one. If it was kicked, you get to choose them all. Okay. Spell Shield. Vines of Vastwood, Roost of Drakes, and Reclaim the Waste. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, the I don't know that I want to call them kicker payoff cards, but stuff like the Lull Mage's Familiar. When you cast a kick spell, you gain 2 life. It's also ramp. I mean, we would normally pay 3 mana for a rock that just taps for either one of those colors. So this way we get a 2/4 body and, 2 life whenever we kick a spell. The Elfheim Druid is, also ramp, but double ramp for kick spells. Vine Gecko, kind of ramp, cost reduction. And then the 1/1 counter theme. Merfolk Falconer and Coralhelm Chronicler. Now, let's focus in a little bit on the 1/1 theme. Now, we are playing Simic, so there's no reason not to play Simic Ascendancy, and y'all know I bought like 30 of these things way back. Fertilid, ramp, and 1/1 counters. But then we have stuff like everybody's favorite, Hero's Bane. I wish I had taken that picture. My buddy Jimmy had a Hero's Bane up to, it was over 250,000. Now, for some reason, there was something out it couldn't attack, but he had a lot of mana elves, and then there was the blue enchantment. Creatures don't untap when a creature comes into play. Everything untaps. Escapes my mind, the name of the card. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, in one round of the table, it became like 264,000. Anyway, Hero's Bane, it's a good card. I have used it to good effect. Of course, we have the Wildwood Scourge. I don't know if we have any other hydras besides that. So, Vegan Graph Mage. Now, we get to untap creatures with 1/1 counters on it. That seems really good. Inspiring Call, of course. The big part here, yes, you're drawing cards, but the big part is that protection from that board wipe. Indestructible. And then, of course, we just have Soul's Might, because why not? We do have some ramp. Is this too much ramp? Let's look. Of course, we have our Soul Ring, Simic Bluestone, Simic Key Rune, Simic Locket, the Coiling Oracle. I'm counting that as ramp. It's either ramp or card draw, but statistically speaking, a third of the time it's going to be ramp. Marrowleaf Pixie, on a 2/2 body. Oh, almost forgot the Simic Signet. Llanowar Elves. Tango Florahedron. Now, this was an easy pick for me because I'm finding myself liking those. MDF, the whole bunch of letter cards that flipped another lane. Farseek, Roiling Regrowth, which is real close, just a little bit less than a Harrow. And then Silkwing Scout. Now, Silkwing Scout, yeah, I know we need another ramp card, but I think this card just gets overlooked mainly because it has that green activation. And because it has the green activation, it can only go in blue-green decks, and you have such better options in green. If they had made this blue or even a colorless activation, I think this card would be seeing way more play, because then you could play it in mono blue decks. For a card draw, now we don't have a lot. We have Ponder, Return of the Wild Speaker, and Tatiova, because it's too good not to. It's blue-green. Are you going to play lands? Yeah, well then you probably want a Tatiova. The card is just too good for me to ignore. A little bit of overrun. We're playing creatures, so we might as well try to, win with them. we got a Spell Pierce, a Negate, Return to Nature. Gosh, I love that card. I'm pre-building right now the Commander Legends. I've got, 33 started, and I'm running low on a lot of commons. I mean, I had to go to the LGS and get like Return to Natures and Doom Blades and Oblivion Rings and Disenchants and stuff like that. And then Tribute to the Wild. Now our non-basic lands. We have Simic Guildgate, Rogue's Passage, Evolving Wilds, Thornwood Falls, Thriving Grove, Thriving Isle, and Throne of Makindi. Now, I really like this. Mainly because it's what we've got. There is no bonus here, okay? I think it needed to say add 3 mana of any one color. Because what you're doing is, this is no different than a storage land. We are tapping 2 lands, another one, plus this one, to put a charge counter on it. So that the next turn, you can get those 2 mana back. Of one color that is restricted to what you can cast. So that's why I think this was a good start. It feels like this may have been 3, because at least then there's some kind of bonus to playing it. It's a worse storage land, but it fit the theme of kick spells, so that's why I did it. But that is it. Maybe one day we'll get a, high throne of Makindi. I don't know if that's a thing. But that is Verazol. I like these blank tokens. That's what I know they're not meant to be blank tokens, but that's what I'm using them as, because I'm actually contemplating the idea of sleeving them and testing with dry erase, so that if you need a wolf or a bear or a serpent or whatever, I know that Infinity Tokens has a dry erase token that you can use to just be whatever it is that you want. That's right, that is a Santa hat on my chair. So 621 is done. Is this entire block going to be pink? Is that the first time? Because I have changed sleeve coat. Now that last block is almost all pink. But I got a question for you. Here's my question. We have got a ton of partners that are about to come out. When you see this, they may already be out. So I have got 2 sets paired up, because I feel like lore-wise they have to. I mean, you got to do Rebecca and Galatian together, right? I mean, they're the first couple of Thran. You got to. And then Alina and Helana, of course, twins. They were the twins that were mirrored in the Bolus Ugin story from way back. Or it wasn't way back, but so what other pairings would you like to see? Now, I'm not gonna lie, a Chroma and the Zero Drop are really, really speaking to me together. But that's like 0 and 8? That's a heck of a CMC difference, but I don't know that matters. But that shoehorns us into Boros in that deck, and it's not. I realize not all of them can have the green ramp, but, it'd be nice. Now, I do have 2 previous partners from the last time we got partners that I haven't used yet. I have Cedar Kondo, the flanking guy, and then the Timna, white-black one. So I'm going to see how they pair. I know they're getting reprints in the foil etched thing. Really looking forward to seeing those in person. I think they're probably way more beautiful than the video shows, but because I mean, it's not often we get a new premium treatment. But anyway, that's what I've got. I do appreciate y'all watching. And hey, run down here and subscribe. We're 15 and a half minutes in. If you've already watched this far, then you probably want to subscribe anyway. But I appreciate it. I could go to work. So right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.